I rolled into Ridgecrest, California last night about 7, 8 o'clock, something like that. Dropped Avis off. She has some Rebelle training here in town. And then I left and I came out to 395, drove about as far as I could as it was getting dark, pulled off on a BLM road, and I made camp right here, maybe about a mile and a half down some BLM track from 395, and slept. Got up this morning, got the work day done. That's all done now. And I got the whole weekend in front of me, just me. And this is not an area I've seen very much of. So I think I'm gonna get camp packed down. I think I'm gonna head north, hopefully up into a little higher elevations, and see if we can't get some cooler weather because it's kind of warm. I know I'm wearing jeans, but it's June and it's pretty hot out here. So cooler temperatures would be nice. But I guess let's pack down camp and get rolling. Made it back to 395, headed north. We've made a turn off of 395 onto Moffett Ranch Road, and we're headed out that way. See what we can find. I should have guessed with it being a Friday night that it might be a little bit difficult to find a campsite out here in Alabama Hills, and it definitely was. I drove around quite a bit looking for one. A lot of them are taken, a lot of folks out here, but I did finally stumble across this guy right here, and I'm not disappointed with it at all. Look at this, I got a great front and center view of Mount Whitney back here. Very cool, I've never seen that before in person. I believe Mount Whitney is the tallest mountain in the lower 48, I'm pretty sure. So that's cool. And yeah, just awesome scenery around here. This is not disappointing at all. I understand why it's so popular to come out here. I've seen lots of YouTube videos of it and pictures and things over the time, but haven't seen it in person. So good stuff. All right, let me pop the top and get camp settled in. Camp is all set up. I have about 10 minutes left to eat, so I need to go eat something. I've been doing this intermittent fasting where I'm fasting for 18 hours a day and eating for 6. And I don't have much time left to eat to fit in that window, so let's go get a quick snack. Last meal of the day has been had, so maybe I'll work out. Take a look around in camp, do some working out. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right. About 45 minutes of working out. I think that was good for today. We came up in elevation a little bit. It's a little bit cooler than where I was, maybe about 10-15 degrees, but it's still pretty warm. So we'll see if we end up somewhere cooler tomorrow or not. But that's good for today. I think I'm gonna get cleaned up and wait for sunset. Got myself all cleaned up. The sun has set. The moon is out. Pretty soon it'll be dark, and probably be some pretty good stargazing, I imagine. There's not really many clouds in the sky. So I think I'm gonna put the camera down for the night. Just enjoy the solitude out here and the quiet. Hopefully it'll be quiet. I know there's a lot of people out here camping, but there's really nobody like immediately near me. So I imagine it'll be pretty quiet. And I think I won't pick the camera up until the morning. So I'll see you then. Good morning. Not really wasting any time getting camp shut down this morning. The wind is a little blustery and gave me just a little bit of grief getting the top down, but that happens sometimes in the wind. But yeah, I think I'm ready to roll out of camp. So let's go see what we can get ourselves into. I was camped back in that area back there. I came out of the camp road and I turned left onto Movie Road, and that brought me out here to the intersection of Movie Road and Whitney Portal. And I found this plaque that's back here behind me talking about all of the movies that have been filmed out here. Pretty neat. All right, let's keep rolling. At the end of Mount Whitney Road is the Mount Whitney Trailhead. There is quite a bit of parking area up here. There's quite a few people up here hiking. There's some people camping. We are at about 8,500 feet of elevation, so the temperatures are significantly cooler. It's like in the 60s, and we actually have some snow on the ground up here still. So, wow, I had no idea this was here. Beautiful area. Glad I came up and took a look at it. But I guess let's head back down. We've made our way back down to the town of Lone Pine on 395 and headed to the next place. I don't know where that's going to be yet, but we're going to figure that out. What an interesting drive up to this point. We've been through some canyons, which then opened up onto some shelf roads, and we started seeing some purple flowers and orange flowers, and man, beautiful stuff. I paused here for a minute. The road keeps going, if you can see. I'm just trying to decide how much I want to push the truck. So the trans temperature has crept up to about 231. Depending on who you ask, I mean, I don't really know. I guess I could look at my owner's manual, right? But, you know, I see people saying, gosh, it should never be above 200. 250 is the max, you know, but if you're over 220, you should be concerned. So, I don't know. It's been pretty hard work on the truck. I mean, it's pretty steep through here. So, I don't know how long I'm going to sit here and let it cool down. I'm not really sure. I don't think I'm too far from the top of this thing, so I guess we'll see. I'll sit here for a bit. I let the trans cool down to about 206, and that took a good 20 minutes. So I drove another half a mile up the shelf road here, shot right back up over like 235, 236. So I don't know. I'm contemplating if I want to keep pushing it. This would be a bad place to, I should say an expensive place to have a serious transmission issue. I'm so close to the top. It's like, I think not more than maybe a mile that way, but I don't know that I'm gonna push it. So I guess the next question is, can I get turned around safely right here? Always fun turning around on the shelf road. You can see it's a little bit wide here, so I think I should be able to. I'll get out and take a bunch of looks just to make sure while I'm doing it. But all right, let's see if we can get turned around. I think this is as high as we go. But hey, not bad views. Look at that. Pretty cool. Sometimes these situations are worse than you thought, sometimes they're better than you thought. This is a situation where it was better than I thought. It wasn't bad at all. I was way more concerned about getting turned around there than I probably should have been. All right, let's start creeping back down this shelf road and keeping this transmission happy, hopefully. I've come back down off of the shelf roads, or at least the steepest section. There is still one more little shelf road right back here that I still have to make my way down, but I think the really steep stuff I'm done. What I know it never does it justice on film, just kind of how steep stuff is. But when I was coming back down, I ran into a group coming up, and one of them was in a little Suzuki Samurai build, and they stopped so that we could all kind of maneuver around each other. And when the Suzuki tried to get going again, he was just spinning. So I think, you know, just to kind of testament that it's a little steeper than it looked like. I mean, certainly been on steeper stuff, but with a truck this heavy and that steep, I guess I learned something about the trans. Coming back down to where I'm at right now, the trans is back down into the 180s. So, you know, that's good. Happy with that. But on the way up, I saw this little campsite right here. That's, you know, nice little designated campsite. It's got beautiful views over here. We got Mount Whitney and all the other surrounding mountains out there. But it's a little too early to set up camp, I think. I don't know. But it is time for me to eat, so I think I'm going to make this a lunch stop, and I'm going to take a look at the map and kind of figure out what I'm doing from here. I mean, I still have, I bet, a good 45-minute to an hour drive to get back down to pavement, maybe even a little longer. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to look at the map and kind of figure out a game plan for what I'm doing now. But first, I'm going to eat. Lunch has been had, and I think I have a basic plan in mind. So I'm gonna get myself back down to 395 and head towards another destination, hopefully to make camp for the night. I have made it into the Inyo National Forest boundary and have never explored this area before. So I am looking forward to getting down here and seeing what I can find for a campsite for tonight. When you're studying the map for an area you've never been in, and you're reading topo lines, and you're looking for epic campsites, and you're evaluating the roads if you think they're appropriate to get the rig that you're driving up there, and you pinpoint on a spot and you end up somewhere like this. This is awesome. I just couldn't have hoped for a better camp tonight. This is exactly what I had in mind when I was looking at the map and studying it. And it's a little windy, but that's okay. You know, that comes with the territory. We're up at just a little shy, 9,000 feet right here, but the views don't suck at all. So good times, very happy. I guess it's time to get camp set up. I've heard it said that altitude is one of the best appetite suppressants out there. I have no idea how true that is, but I'll tell you what, I'm not really feeling that hungry. However, with this intermittent fasting plan I'm doing, I only really have a little bit more time left in the day to eat. So I'm going to go ahead and make some food up and try to eat. We'll see. Maybe I'll get more hungry as I smell it. And if there was, you know, no way to tell if I was at altitude other than to look at my pretzel bag, this would be a pretty good indicator. Thankfully, it didn't blow up on me. All right, I'm going to warm up some food. After I finished eating, I went ahead and took care of the dishes, and then I dug out a flannel. It's a little chilly up here, about 60 degrees, but the wind has calmed down, so that's nice. I got a couple hours till dark, or sunset, so I think I'm going to do some work. I know that seems like kind of maybe a crazy thing to do on a Saturday with such nice views, but I've got something I promised somebody I'd get done by Monday, and I'll make sure I deliver on that. So I think I'm going to sit down, work on that, listen to some music, and wait for sunset so I can take it in. I was able to get my work done so that I can make good on the promise to deliver something by Monday, and I was able to take in the sunset, which was awesome, and now the sun is pretty much down. So I got up pretty early. I think I'm going to shut everything down and crawl into bed and make it an early start tomorrow. So that means I'm putting the camera down, and I will pick it back up in the morning and see you then. Last night as I was falling asleep, I thought to myself, hey, maybe I'll get up in the morning and go for a bike ride. But as the night went on, a little bit of rain moved in, which made a little pitter-patter on the roof, which stirred me a few times. The wind kicked up here and there, which stirred me a few times more. And the end result was I didn't really sleep as well as I expected to. I woke up this morning still pretty tired, and just kind of lounged around in bed for a while, looked out the window at the mountains, tried to go back to sleep, tossed and turned, and end result is I'm still pretty tired and no bike ride. But I need to get things moving around camp. I have to start heading back towards picking Avis up and making my way back down to 395 from here. So I think I'm gonna get camp packed up and roll out of here. All right, we have made it back down almost to 395. It's just a couple more miles back that way. And we've come down significantly in elevation. It's a lot hotter out here right now. So I think I'm gonna call that a wrap. I appreciate you all hanging out with me the last couple of days. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And I will see you on the next one. Oh, and if you're wondering at all about my transmission issues yesterday, I realized last night while I was in camp that there is actually a current safety recall on this thing for overheating transmission that has a fire risk. So I'm not saying that's what was going on at all. I don't think that's what was going on, but it was just another like, yeah, probably a good idea to watch myself there. In a bad place to catch the truck on fire. Not really sure exactly what happened yesterday. I mean, what we just came down from, that was all uphill for miles and miles and miles, just like it was, on the trail I did earlier in the day where I had the transmission issue. I think the one difference is, it wasn't super steep until we got to those shelf roads yesterday. And when we got on those shelf roads, they got quite a bit steeper. And maybe that was just enough, with the weight of the truck to push it over the edge. So I'm going to look into a few things. I know this recall, I think they actually have parts for the overheating whatever they're doing. I'm not really sure what they're doing to fix it. So that should be done soon. And I think also I'm going to just explore what are my options for maybe an upgraded trans cooler. Maybe that's something I need to look into if we're going to keep doing this sort of stuff. But yeah, that's the trans story for now.